All right, let me hit you with a story you probably won't believe until the very end, one of those stories that sticks in your mind long after you've heard it. So, imagine this. Your kid comes barreling up to you at a fancy birthday bash, grabs your arm, and whispers, "Mom, that kid over there, he looks just like me." Not kind of similar, not sort of familiarno. I'm talking a straight-up copy, down to the little scar above the eyebrow and that awkward cowlick you've been fighting since they were a toddler. Wild, right? But that's exactly how the entire Carter family's world got flipped upside down one cold autumn night. See, the Carters were the picture of success in Portland. Giant house, expensive cars, those birthday parties where even the cake probably cost more than your first car. That evening, Jackson Carter, who just turned 10, decided he needed a break from all the noise and the endless small talk from adults he barely knew. He wandered down the driveway, sucking in that chilly air, thinking he'd just catch his breath only to lock eyes with a boy his age digging through the trash by the curb. He froze. It was like staring into a dirty, tattered mirror. Jackson had the sharp features, that unmistakable blue stare, but this boy's version was worn out, wrapped in torn clothes and battered sneakers, knuckles scraped and red from the cold. Jackson stepped forward, his curiosity stronger than his nerves. "Hey, you okay?" he called softly, hands out to show he meant no harm. The other kid, who introduced himself as Noah, was skittish ready to bolt, looking at Jackson like he might vanish at any second. "You look like me," Jackson blurted out, voice shaky. "Like exactly." Noah just shrugged, a strange pain flickering across his face. "I don't have a twin," he mumbled. "Me neither," Jackson said. "Or at least I didn't think so." They barely got past that before the sound of heels clattering on stone cut through the night. Jackson's mom, Olivia, rushing over, worry etched all over her face. "Jackson, don't wander off like that. You know the rules," she fussed, pulling him close and hustling him back toward the warmth and noise of the house, never even noticing Noah, who had already disappeared into the darkness. But Jackson, that kid, didn't sleep a wink that night. All he could see was that other face, like some missing part of his own story he'd never known existed. And let's not forget, he spent that night curled up in a cold alley, hunger gnawing at his stomach, clutching a threadbare scrap of blue blanket for comfort, replaying the encounter over and over in his mind. How could someone out there look just like him? Was it a trick? A dream? The next morning, Olivia Carter woke up haunted by old memories. Never talked about it, but there were things she couldn't explain from her past. Names, images, a hospital room she tried to forget. Meanwhile, Jackson was locked in on one thing: finding Noah. He told his best friend, Lily, at school, "I saw someone who could be my clone, I swear." Lily rolled her eyes until she saw the look in his. "We're finding him," she said, just like that. That afternoon, the two kids staked out the alley, hoping lightning would strike twice. Sure enough, Noah showed up, shuffling along with his shoulders hunched, ready to run. But this time, Jackson and Lily were waiting. Lily's jaw dropped. She could hardly believe her eyes. Noah looked back and forth between them, as if expecting some sort of trap. "Who are you people?" he asked, voice barely above a whisper. "We're just trying to figure this out," Jackson promised. Lily, always the practical one, piped up, "Do you have anything from when you were a baby?" "Anything at all." Noah hesitated, then pulled out that same frayed blue blanket this time. The corner had a gold-stitched J. Jackson, his hands trembling, sprinted home and came back with his own piece, same fabric, but with an N in gold. The realization hit like a freight train. But before the kids could get answers, Jackson's father, Aiden Carter, stormed out of the house, his face dark with suspicion. "What's going on here?" he demanded. Noah, sensing trouble, took off a sprint. Jackson tried to explain, but Aiden wouldn't hear it. "Don't ever bring strangers to our home." End of discussion. "He's not a stranger, he's my brother," Jackson yelled after him, voice cracking with emotion. Inside the mansion, tension wrapped around everyone like a blanket. Jackson sat on his bed, holding the torn fabric, staring at the door, wondering how everything could be so wrong and yet suddenly make sense. When Evelyn finally came home, she'd been gone on business. She knew something was off immediately. She found Jackson in his room, silent, staring at that scrap of blanket. "Mom," he whispered, "I met someone. A boy. He looks just like me. And he had the other half of this." The color drained from Evelyn's face. "Oh my God," she breathed. "All these years I thought I was crazy. I knew I had twins. I felt you both but your dad. The doctors, everyone kept telling me I was wrong. I begged for answers, but Aiden always got in the way." Jackson's voice shook. Did he sell my brother?" Evelyn couldn't answer. She just buried her face in her hands. Noah, meanwhile, sat in a soup kitchen, untouched food in front of him. He didn't dare let himself believe any of this could be real. That's when Evelyn showed Yuppies, the CEO herself, looking out of place but determined. "Noah," she said gently, "I'm Jackson's mom, and I think I'm yours too." She handed him the DNA results Jackson had secretly arranged for a test, and it was conclusive. Noah's defenses fell apart right there on that bench. For the first time in years, he let someone hug him back. That night, for the first time ever, Noah set foot in the Carter mansion. Jackson ran down the stairs, nearly knocking him over with a hug. Evelyn just watched, tears streaming, as her real sons were finally together. The truth broke everything open. The authorities launched an investigation. Turns out, Aiden Carter had paid off a doctor, forged documents, and arranged for Noah to be sold as an infant, only for the buyers to ditch him years later when their lives fell apart. Justice, for once, landed where it should. Aiden was arrested, the Carters' picture-perfect family shattered, but the real one finally whole. Evelyn quit her job to focus on her boys. Noah got a bed, a brother, and a family things he'd only ever dreamed of. Some nights, Jackson and Noah would stay up late, watching old home movies, trying to imagine a world where none of this had happened. "Would we still be friends?" Noah asked one night, grinning. Jackson slugged him in the arm. "Nah, you'd probably drive me nuts, but I'd still pick you every time." They both laughed, a deep, full sound that filled every empty corner the secrets had left behind. So here's my question. If you discovered you had a twin out there, abandoned, betrayed by those who should have protected him, could you forgive? Or would you chase the truth no matter the cost? Do you believe real justice is possible? Or does every happy ending still come with a little scar? Drop your thoughts below. Let's get real about what's right, what's wrong, and everything in between. And if this story hit you in the heart, don't keep it to yourself, share it, because the world needs to hear that sometimes the truth is stranger and better than fiction.